So let's go ahead and get it. As a beginner driver, things are very stressful and they're not always prepared the way you want to have them prepared. So it's important that you listen to these tips. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. So let's go ahead and get into it. You want to look for space in front of you. A lot of beginning drivers tend to tailgate and they don't have vehicle control. So when your instructor is giving you information, take a step back and breathe. It can be very stressful. A lot of things are happening around you. So you really want to just breathe for a second. Most beginning drivers are very tense, very nervous. They have tunnel vision. So take a step back and relax. The next tip I can give you is obey traffic signals and signs. Many times you see beginning drivers not even aware that the light is changing. They go through an intersection. The instructor has to intervene. No one wants to have that happen to them. So listen to the information that you're about to hear, take some notes, sit down for a second and enjoy this as I give you beginning driver information to help you become successful, to help you reach your goals. Lane position is really important. Beginning drivers tend to struggle with their lane positioning because they drift to the left, they drift to the right. You have to really look ahead. We're a right-hand dominated society, so I see most of my beginning drivers drifting to the right out of the lane. So you really want to look ahead. A lot of beginning drivers tend to put themselves in the middle of the lane, so thereby the cars to the right. I'm in North America. We drive on the right-hand side. There are other countries that drive on the left, such as Australia. You also want to make sure you don't overturn in the curve. Beginning drivers tend to go too fast in the curve. They lose control of the car and you hit that gravel, that dirt, like little bitty ball bearings. You're going to slide literally off the road. And that's scary for the instructor. That's scary for the student. I teach teens and adults. So you want to reduce your speed before you go into the curve so you don't have those unanticipated surprises. Let's talk about parking. You have to pass some type of parking maneuver regardless of where you are in the country, where you are in the world. You want to practice splitting that spot in half, going in between the lines. I usually take my students over to a fresh, clean parking lot with freshly painted parking lines, and I'm outside directing them, telling them to cover the brake, roll up slowly, and then we get out and look together to verify that you are properly parked. Because if you're on the line, it's going to be a point deduction. If you're over the line, it's going to be a point deduction. So we want to prepare you for upcoming parking analysis and parking test. Let's talk about exiting in the vehicle. When you are done, you want to make sure everything is turned off. You want to make sure you have your keys in your hand, the lights are off. All of these things are extremely important. Let's talk about some safe driving practices. You want to make sure you put on your seatbelt. I can't tell you how many times a lot of my beginning drivers are so nervous, so tense, they fail to put on the seatbelt. That could be disastrous for all of us. Your instructor is encouraged to have you come in and sit down, adjust your seat first, then put on your seatbelt, then get those mirrors right. That's extremely important. You want to demonstrate proper use of mirrors. I have a mirror to my left, I have a mirror in the middle, I have a mirror to the right. You want to be looking, scanning. I want to see my students, beginning drivers, looking, checking those mirrors. Beginning drivers tend to look too long when they check those mirrors. Let's talk about lane changes. If I have you make a lane change to the left, some beginning drivers look over the right shoulder. They go to the right, so that's confusion. Some may use the blinker, some may not use the blinker. So some of those things are important. You want to examine and identify the proper gap. What is a gap? A gap's the space between two cars. Beginning drivers tend to pull out in traffic, they misjudge distance, and if a semi-truck is coming or a school bus is coming, you understand where I'm going here with this. So we're at 0 speed, vehicles are moving 45, 50, 60. We want to make sure we have a proper gap. We want to look, we want to estimate how far cars are away. It's a car length for every 10 miles an hour. These are some of the things that I see when I teach beginning drivers. I need you to look through the content, see what resonates with you, and give me feedback. I want to say thank you. I hope you have a great day and be safe. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.